Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to This Is a Shoot. Wrestling fans all around the world, if you're tuning into this, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you like the video and you like the content. That way you never miss an up-to-date video. That all being said, WWE comes out with breaking news. And unlike my last video, this breaking news is actually very impactful. This breaking news is actually good news. Hence, or put in there for a reason. Charlotte Flair comes out Friday Night SmackDown, doing the Charlotte Flair thing, cutting a promo, basically telling you, hey, look, she's setting up, because, ever since Toni Storm has decided to get her release, and she asked for her release, and no one really knows anything about that situation except that Toni Storm said that she was burned out. But they went down the lineup. Charlotte Flair revealed the first 18 competitors in the Women's Royal Rumble this year. And I got it in this order. And here are the participants for this year's Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley, Nikki A.S.H., the Bella Twins, Shotzi, Natalya, Michelle McCool, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Tamina, Kelly, Alea, Summer Rae, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Lita, and Mickie James. I didn't mess this up. This isn't an old video. Mickie James. Current Impact Women's Knockout Champion. Yes, that Mickie James is in this year's Royal Rumble. That all being said, the thing is, WWE was concerned with all the releases and all the women that were released. How are they going to fill this year's Royal Rumble? Well, I think we're getting an idea. What I counted was 11 current superstars, and that's what they are. I don't say women competitors in this situation. They are superstars. And 7 from the past. Mickie James is the big news here. Everybody else has been in the Royal Rumble in the past, maybe except Summer Rae and Alea. Mickie James. This is a forbidden door. Recently this year, Impact Wrestling did a thing with AEW, last year. Them doors have seemed to shut for whatever reason, whether one company wasn't agreeing the way things were going or it was just time to close the door. But this is a olive branch to Impact Wrestling from the WWE. Mickie James is set to defend that Knockouts Championship at some point in time. I remember hearing her on Busted Open, I believe it was, talking about it. Hey, she's going to be defending that here very shortly. The fact of the matter is, could we be seeing a Mickie James versus Charlotte Flair? Because that's what the story is revolving around with Charlotte Flair coming out. I believe whoever does win this year's Royal Rumble, especially with the departure of Toni Storm, is going to be facing Charlotte Flair at night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. But there's also some other big names that have not been mentioned yet, and that we have not heard for quite some time. One of those names being Asuka, the other being Bayley. And one legend that I read was they're wanting to come out of retirement, a Hall of Famer that's wanting to come out of retirement, and the only Trish Stratus. These are intriguing names. And these are big names to make a surprise return back into the WWE, especially with a depleted women's locker room with all the releases that have been happening. I'm also expecting that you're going to see, Raquel Gonzalez from NXT. I believe her call-up is coming very soon. Dakota Kai could also make an appearance. Her call-up has to be coming pretty soon. But the fact that they're including Mickie James in this is something that I'm really looking forward to see. What is going to be the relationship? Is this going to be a one-and-done thing? Or is this going to be a ongoing thing with Impact and WWE. Time will see. I mentioned Bayley. I mentioned Asuka. And I mentioned Trish Stratus. And out of them three names, I wrote down Charlotte Flair versus Bayley. The fact of the matter is, Bayley left as a heel. And I really truly believe that Bayley versus Becky would be the bigger money match than Bayley versus Charlotte. We've seen it. I know we've all seen it. I'm not saying we can't add to it with the both, but with them both being heels, it don't make that much sense. Charlotte versus Asuka. At this point, would we beat? I think we are beating a dead horse. We've seen it a lot, especially right before Asuka kind of went on a hiatus. A lot of Charlotte versus Asuka. Charlotte versus Mickie James. Now this one has a nice ring to it. Champion versus champion. My title, not against your title. I know people is probably thinking, you're going to say title versus title. Well, Charlotte's not going to drop the title. Maybe not. If we don't do a title versus title match, who's to say that WWE doesn't feel bad about the trash bag incident with Mickie James earlier of last year? Maybe this is the way of making up for it. Let's just say she does win. And we get Charlotte versus Mickie. Instead of Mickie James putting her title on the line against Charlotte Flair, it's just Charlotte Flair putting her title on the line against Mickie James. And who's to say Mickie James can't win that title and have this ongoing relationship with Impact Wrestling? I don't know how I feel about a Forbidden Door. I didn't like it with AEW and Impact because, you know, the bigger show's always going to put the wrestlers over. And believe me, Vince McMahon will put his wrestlers over. But I am interested to see why not do this. It's a Royal Rumble. Why not bring in other wrestlers from other companies that you can be friendly with? Why not do it? Why not put Mickie James in? Why not go to NWA and take guys like Nick Aldis and put him in the men's Royal Rumble match? Why not have Murdoch come in and be in the Royal Rumble match? Why can't you do these things? Kara Hogan. These are things that you can do, and it would open the door, and it would shock, and I shouldn't say shock, but it would send shockwaves through the wrestling wrestling world, because not AEW, excuse me, WWE is opening the doors to other companies. That's not a sign of weakness, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sign of great business and good business. Not just for WWE, but for other wrestling organizations to get a boost in ratings, a boost in viewership, all that good stuff. But the match that I'm most looking forward to, that's one possibility that I'm looking forward to. But the one I believe is the true money is if it happens, Trish Stratus wins the Royal Rumble match and goes against Charlotte Flair. That's the money match. Trish Stratus, before Charlotte Flair broke it, had the most title wins, the most women championships. Charlotte Flair broke that record. There's already a storyline there. Trish Stratus comes out of retirement. She says she's the greatest female wrestler alive today. Trish Stratus comes in and gets that win. Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus, WrestleMania night 1 or 2. You pick the day. That's main event material, ladies and gentlemen. That's a main event right there. Charlotte Flair. I don't care what your personal opinion of Charlotte Flair is. And Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus showed before she retired she could still go in the ring. She had some gas left in that tank. That to me is the money match. I'm not saying you have Trish win. But I'm not saying you make her lose. The money's there. We've seen it with Roman Reigns and John Cena. The money's there. Why not Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus? Why not? And why as well go on a limb? I said WWE's going to open the door to other companies. Why not bring in Camille, the Brick House from NWA? Why can't we do that? And if that happens, that may take the Trish Stratus spot. I don't know. But to me, Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. That's the match I want to see. Hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.